Boyfriend won't marry me but wants to be with me. My BF since 2015, told me after the first year together that he will talk about marriage when we are older. He said multiple times I feel like I have to be with the person for 10 years to know. Fair enough. I want to be approaching my 30s when I think about that. Fair enough. Well, I am itchy for that commitment because he has left me on whims and comes back months later like OMG I had a mental freak out, I'm back, I've changed and I'm ready to move forward with you. Mind you, one of these accidental freakouts where he feels he has to randomly ditch me with absolutely no notice, actually put me into bankruptcy as he stopped paying the car loan I co-signed. So, I chose to allow him into my life once more, due to our history and the amount of love I somehow still have burning inside me for him. Well, I would like some commitment and he is very much aware of that. Now that the 10-year mark is around the corner, and 30 isn't too far away, he is telling me he will marry me when he is 40 to 50. LOL. He says marriage is pointless. It is a foolish thing to do. He won't marry if he doesn't marry me, but he doesn't even want to marry me. He is okay with the fact that I will walk away without marriage. Although he continues to ask me, you really just don't want to be around me? You don't like being with each other? I don't make you happy. Like no babe, not with the looming darkness hanging over our relationship. That is the fear, you're not really here to stay. He says it should be clear he is here to stay because he is here now. I say it is not clear, especially since he won't marry me. I am taking it as a soft letdown, but when I perceive it that way, he gets upset and tells me that's not the case. I absolutely hate this position he has me in. I feel unworthy in so many ways, and I know I am not, but being with him is causing me to struggle with my worth. I just need advice. Edit, I want to add that he says he will make those vows and commitments, just not in a marriage form. No ceremony. He won't even do like a wedding that is just a ceremony with no government involvement. No public declaration of love. He scoffs at the sentiment behind why I want a ring. He thinks it's all superficial even when I pour my heart out to him why it is so special to me. When I tell him I will marry someone else, he laughs like my idea of love is wrong. Like I'm gonna go find some shallow marriage just for the sake of marriage. Ugh. Inner child sobs. Trying to be patient cause I know he has commitment issues and a bad view of marriage from his childhood. Comment. Move on. You have my permission. Don't look back. He's either a scared little boy or a manipulative You don't want either. I knew my wife 401 days from meeting to marriage. As I type this note, she's sleeping beside me, nearly 41 years later. I repeat, move on. First off, do not ever sign a car loan or anything that financially ties you to another person ever again. It's just a horrible idea. Leave. He has lead you in for 10 years and lied to you about his intentions. You want to get married, so you should find someone who wants the same things out of life as you. Don't waste any more time on someone who thinks marriage is pointless. Also, it doesn't take 10 years to know if someone is right for you. I'd say you have a good idea within the first year and by the second you know. Please don't waste more years of your life on someone who's just going to lead you on. Makes sense you'd want a more solid commitment from a guy who has abandoned you multiple times. If marriage is really meaningless to him, you would think he'd be able to do it for you considering the commitment he's shown you in the past. Honestly, I think it's gross that he's trying to make you sound shallow or superficial for wanting that from him. Are you in love with him for who he is now or for who he was when you met? He is not going to marry you. I don't know what your stance is around children, but that doesn't seem to be your issue. If you want them, don't stay with him. You are getting close to 30. You need to start thinking about who you're gonna be with and what your life's gonna be like. It's okay if he doesn't want to do that, but if you do, you can't stay there. Nah, he does want all the benefits of serious relationship, but he doesn't want to marry you. Ever. You can waste years of your life waiting for something he won't do or find your self-worth and leave him. This guy is just manipulating you into thinking you wanting a marriage is too much. There is a plenty of guys who want to have a wife and family. Why staying with someone who repeatedly saying to you how much he doesn't want the future you desire? You have already wasted a lot of time with him. He is using age to postpone something he never plans to do. Keep in mind, he doesn't want to marry you. The moment he finds someone better, he will ditch you like he did. It's the bitter truth, I know. But it's better for you to move on. Please arrange any legal payment that you need to do for the car. After fixing that matter, it's time to move on because you are worthy of love. Do not ever feel any guilt. Does he feel guilty to make you feel that way? No, he doesn't. Why should you? It's not really about the marriage at this point. If he has proven, consistently, that he will ditch you with no warning, a piece of paper is not going to change that. Do you trust him to not take off again? If you don't, do you really think some paper or ceremony will change that? My current partner left me for a few weeks after having a freak out, but has been back for 2 years and has consistently done everything he can to prove to me he is committed to me and acknowledges the damage leaving me has done to my trust. I made it very clear when he came back, this is his only chance, and I do mean that. If he leaves again, he cannot come back. So you have to figure out what your line is. Does marriage mean that much to you, and do you really believe it is the answer here? Don't compromise yourself in the name of love. If you want to be married, don't let him convince you it's not worth it. And if he really doesn't believe in marriage, maybe it is time to move on. Have you ever asked yourself, if you are maybe addicted to the toxicity of the relationship? This man abandoned you. Left you in financial destitution, doing God knows what. He is using you and you stay with him. Roller coaster relationship like this gives someone a high. We crash hard, but we come up high after that. A constant play of rejection and desire. Please break the circle. You will never be happy with this man. Next story 2. Husband of almost 6 years left me suddenly. I don't know what to do, what to feel, how to handle this, or how to go from here. My 25F husband, 30M, left me suddenly out of the blue 3 weeks ago. We had no existing problems. No warning, nothing. In this time he said some things that hurt me, told me he needed time to think, left for a week, came back, stayed with friends in this time, gave me hope we could come back from this, only to destroy it yesterday. I spent every day of those crying my eyes out, wondering what happened, what did I do? We talked about everything in the past, why couldn't he talk about something that was bothering him now? Something so big that's affecting our life so much. I tried to give him the space he needed, but we have 2 kids in kindergarten, so we had to communicate. He told me he loved me, wanted to try to establish a new reality with me, but I was the only one putting in the effort. So of course I didn't feel good, but I thought he needed more time. Then yesterday he came over for some stuff and I asked if we could talk about our situation because it is eating at me, and I gave him enough space to sort out his thoughts and feelings. And we talked. He told me he does love me, but it's not enough, he doesn't think we could really repair it, that he hopes he realizes he makes a mistake, but right now he doesn't have hope. I asked why did he gave me hope in the first place when he wasn't sure if he could do it? Why he left me hanging when I thought we could fix this? When I know we could if we both put in the effort. He said he didn't know, he thought it would come naturally, but when it didn't it felt wrong. So I told him that it doesn't work like that, you have to work hard to fix something like that and you have to work together. That sure, it would hurt sometimes, but that it would be worth it in the end. A new reality doesn't mean it can't be good or happy if we work on it and make it so. We both cried hard. He said it's not easy for him either, but he is the one turning our world upside down without even trying to fix it. Without even wanting to give it a try. So I don't understand it. I tried to keep everything as much from the kids as I could, but since I'm the only one caring for them right now, it's hard. And yesterday I broke down in front of them for the first time. Something I never wanted them to witness. They tried to comfort me, saying I shouldn't be sad, Daddy's coming home soon, that we all miss him and he misses us, too. I couldn't say that he wouldn't. That's something we need to do together, but he couldn't yesterday after everything. So I was left alone with it. He told me he would try to explain his feelings better via text message, he would do it in the evening yesterday. I told him I wouldn't wait for his messages anymore, but that I would appreciate it because I need to understand his thought process. Well, nothing came. And I'm so disappointed. I didn't wait, didn't look at our pictures again. I cried the whole evening sitting in the kitchen because I can't stand being in the living room where we spent most of our time together, and went to bed without looking at my phone. Being home hurts, seeing him everywhere without him being physically here. I miss him so damn much and I love him even more. Even now. I can't let go. I don't know how to let go after almost 6 years of marriage. A happy marriage. He said he wasn't unhappy before. I don't know what happened and he doesn't either. I need advice how to handle this, how to let go, how to overcome this, because I'm lost. I need to keep going because of the kids, even if it kills me. No one saw it coming. Everyone in our circle is as shocked as I am. I never thought something like this would happen to us, no one did. We battled worse things together, side by side. And now it's all over. Lost forever. Maybe. Comment. Sorry, but no self-respecting man leaves and breaks his family because something doesn't feel right. My money is on there being someone else, he just cannot bring himself to tell you. Maybe he cheated already, or maybe he plans to now. But something doesn't feel right is nonsense. If it was that, you sit at home and you think about what it is, you don't move the hell out of the house and throw away your family. I call BS. Her entire post screams that he found someone else and is testing the waters and keeping his wife on the back burner. Up, please, I know it's hard, but you are worth so much more than this. It will be a journey, but it is time to get a lawyer, ensure you and the children are taken care of financially at least. You will find someone so much better. My ex left me with the kids in August and then December he started staying at the house a lot more and was saying he wanted to work on things. The next month I found out he had a girlfriend and he told me it wasn't anything serious and he's trying to decide what he wants to do and that he would never close the door on me. It was 2 weeks of me thinking I was in competition with her and I would obviously win because we have kids and history. Then I decided fuck that and said I was closing the door on him. I learned later that he was living with that girlfriend since November. They had got a place together and he was serious about her, while still sleeping with me. I was just backup if it didn't work out. I had a breakup that blindsided me as well. But it turns out I was just blind. I ignored so many red flags and it turned out that he was cheating. I think it would be really good to try and think of any signs that this was coming. It will help things make more sense. This situation feels eerily similar to mine. I'm sorry for what you're going through. Real men know that love is a choice. It's something you have to work for your entire life if you've committed yourself to someone forever. He wasn't up to the task. It's not anything you did. Don't keep yourself up thinking about what you could have done differently. It wasn't your shortcoming, it was his. In my experience, when men act like this, it's because they're interested in someone else and they want to be free to pursue another relationship. Married men are not used to being alone, so they don't leave to be by themselves. They leave to be with someone else. Often they realize the grass is not greener on the other side and they try to come crawling back. Don't let him come back. Make sure he knows once the door is shut, it's shut forever. He caused this and now he has to live with it. I agree with posters that say you need to start now absorbing that this is not about you. It's him. Let him figure out his crap and get help to disconnect from him. It will take time, so be patient with yourself. It may take a few years and that's okay. But don't get stuck in this moment, work your way out of it now for the sake of you and your kids. Stop texting him. Let him walk away. Give him permission and then work on your hurt and anger privately. That's the healthiest route. There will be nightmares and anger dreams, but that is all part of the process. Take care of you up. I'm sorry, but for now, it's time to get a lawyer, and get a good one. Do your research, meet with several, and find the absolute shark. They'll tell you what to do from there. I find it hard to believe that your husband, 1, isn't cheating and 2, hasn't been planning this for a while. I know you're in pain and blindsided, but your husband has a head start on this, so that means you need to catch up quickly. Don't let him know you're securing a lawyer, let the lawyer start that communication. It's time for you to think about what's best for you and the kids, things like keeping the house, getting child support, etc. For yourself, I highly recommend some therapy. Even for the kids it'll be helpful. But lawyer first.